What's going on? It's yours truly. Just say it with me. Call me Mr. TALIAFERRO'S. Everybody doing out there? Real quick. See, I'm not against stretching a title out as long as the information is correct. Some people don't agree with that. Some people do. I've gotten called out for quote unquote clickbait titles from time to time. I get it. You want your news outlets to be correct in the title. Don't stretch the truth out by any means. Look, as long as my information is good, sometimes every now and then we'll bait in the title. But I don't like when the information is incorrect. And I'm seeing some incorrect information be put out in the atmosphere about Tekashi 6ix9ine, whose court date, his sentencing date, is Wednesday. He will find out how much time he'll do for his part in the racketeering charge. All the other members of the non-trade gang have already been sentenced. One person that has not, that will be the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine. Obviously, he pled guilty, agreed to work with the feds. Many people out there believe Tekashi is going to have some leniency in his sentencing. I've went on record to tell you guys, I believe on Wednesday, December 18th, Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to walk into that courtroom and the judge is going to tell Tekashi straight up and down, you've done a great job ratting on all your former homies. Time served. Goodbye. Now, I saw articles go out. I know The Blast was one of the outlets that put this out in the atmosphere, and I thought it was clickbait, and I didn't feel like they told the entire story. There's a headline reading, Tekashi 6ix9ine still faces a minimum of 37 years in prison. Again, technically they're not lying, but they're not telling the whole truth. Tekashi was facing 47 years behind bars for his involvement in the racketeering case. But because he agreed to work with the feds and one of his charges was dropped, the minimum is now 37 years. People all over. TALIAFERRO, you said Tekashi's gonna get out on time served. Dude's still facing a minimum of 37 years. Okay, here's the information that The Blast and other media outlets were missing. And y'all could take my word for this. Tekashi ain't doing no damn 37 years behind bars. Here's the information that was being missed. The judge at their leisure has the right to lower that minimum sentence. Meaning it says minimum, but a judge can go right behind that and say, no, I could give him 37 years at a minimum or more than that. But because he worked with the feds, we're going to give him 2 years, 3 years. You know what I mean? We're going to give him time served. That's what's going to happen. Bruh did not work with the feds, right on all his homies, to get 37 years in prison. You can take my word on that. He is not getting 37 years. Now, I do want to add this bit of information that I had not even talked about, though, that was missing. And I'll even correct myself in this regard. One thing that we had not talked about was the fact that Tekashi 6ix9ine does still have a probation for that sexual misconduct out in the atmosphere. So there is a chance, because he had the racketeering charge added to that sexual misconduct, there is a chance the judge tells him, yo, you still got to sit down for an additional year or two because of that sexual misconduct that's on your record. A lot of people know that story about Tekashi on camera with a minor. He claims he didn't know she was underage. But again, worst case scenario, Tekashi does 2 to 3 additional years. Probably you already count in the 1 year he's already done. So worst case, Tekashi does 2 years more in prison. He ain't doing 37 years. Any outlet leading with that is just clickbaiting you without telling you the rest of the information. I'm telling you what it is. One of the charges was dropped, so he's facing a minimum 37 years, but the judge has the authorization to change that number to anything that he or she believes is suitable. It's going to be a he for his case, Judge Engelmeyer. They have the right to change that number at their leisure, and they're going to do it. They got letters sent from Tekashi, his girlfriend, his mama, people around Tekashi, his team that's left. They got all type of recommendations from prosecutors who saying, yo, this dude's done a fabulous job ratting on his former homies. We don't want to see bruh go to prison for 37 years. We've already got the guys we want. This dude don't even want us to give him witness protection, meaning he didn't rat it and we gonna save money. We ain't even got to pay the money that most people get for witness protection after they snitch. He don't even want witness protection. He want to go out and try to have a music career. Man, let this dude out. He ain't no harm. He ain't no threat to us. We already got the guys we wanted. We wanted his homies locked up, not this little kid who was in a lifestyle that he really wasn't about. I'm telling y'all, 2 to 3 years will be the worst case scenario on Wednesday. And by the way, Mr. Taliaferro is going to be covering that case on Wednesday, December 18th. Please make sure you're tuned into my platform as I'll give you update by update about Tekashi and the sentencing that he gets. 2 to 3 years at a maximum. I wouldn't be surprised if bruh get time served on Wednesday. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Tekashi 6ix9ine. I want to clear up that little 37-year minimum thing. He ain't doing 37 years. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now,
Mr. Taliaferro.
Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV.